bowling to Chris Srikanth.
Well taken, Tim Zura, throwing himself to the left.
Oh, that was magnificent. It seemed to keep going. I think that's what he was suggesting. Have a look at this, though. He had to keep going, that's for sure. Ended up catching it right in the end of his fingers there. It may have bobbed out, and he may have had to have another grab.
Now he's been called by Peter McConnell for overstepping. That was very nicely timed by Srikanth. It looked like just a push, but it's beaten Dean Jones into the mid-on boundary. Beautiful time.
McDermott to Gavaskar.
Well, he's got the message. It's straight down the ground. Fast outfield. Not quite timed. Hits the wheel, and that's 4.
A little bit of adventure there from Sunil Gavaskar. As Bill Lorry mentioned, he'd been tied down. Once he hits the side screen, it's 4 runs.
Reid comes into the attack. McDermott 5 overs for 19 runs. It's gone for him. He's got that pretty well over mid-wicket.
Three runs to Srikanth, and I just wonder, Bill, whether this may be a tactic that India are going to employ. I've seen Bruce Reid bowl very well in these one-day matches, and straight away Srikanth taking the attack right up to him. On several occasions, the Indians have allowed Bruce Reid to dictate the terms of play. They're going to perhaps give him something to think about today by trying to take the game up to him.
Davis bowls to Gavaskar.
Out, got him, just a little deflection, and once again Simon Davis breaks through. He's having a wonderful summer. Gavaskar just trying to chip it away. The ball cut back, and Border took a straightforward catch. The first wicket falls at 34.
And full credit there, not only to Simon Davis, but also to Allan Border, because that was perfect positioning of the field there. Davis, who moves the ball in, Gavaskar looking to work it away on the onside, just held up on him on just a shade and spooned quite a simple catch to Border, who was in that wicket area, around about mid-wicket. So Gavaskar out, the first breakthrough for Australia. Gavaskar out-caught Border bowled Davis for 11, and India 1 for 34.
Amarnath facing Reid.
Got a chance this time, and he misses. When he had the chance, the underarm was there. Srikanth was well short of his ground, and Dirk Wellham picked it up cleanly, couldn't hit the one stump.
And good cricket by Dirk Wellham there. He learned from the previous delivery. Look how quickly he's coming in on this occasion. Summed it up nicely, picked it up on that rough wicket area, knew all he had to do was hit the stumps, but unfortunately for Australia, he missed them. He was only looking at the one stump. It was a tough throw, but that would have been a handy wicket for Australia.
Got that one. That's gloriously played. That's what he's been looking for, the half volley, and he doesn't miss many of those. Crashes into the cover boundary.
And rarely do you see Bruce Reid over pitch, but Srikanth quickly to get onto the front foot then. You can see that that's where they've worked out Srikanth. They've given him nothing to drive so far, and that's probably the first real occasion today that he's been able to get that front foot right down to the pitch of the ball, and he smashed it along the ground.
Steve Waugh, the bowler. Amarnath on strike. It was nicely timed by Amarnath for 4.
Well, a bottom hand in that shot, up and under. No one out in the vacant area at long on. Very safe. Took the percentages out of the shot and picked up a boundary.
Matthews to Srikanth. Oh, great catch. Great catch by Matthews. Smashed back by Srikanth. Marvellous reflex catch by the young New South Wales all-rounder. And that gives Australia their second wicket, and it gets rid of Chris Shrikant, who is just starting to look dangerous.
Great catches win matches, and that was a magnificent catch on the right hand. The crowd and Matthews come to his feet. Jubilation in the Australian camp. Shrikant goes for 37. Caught and bowled Matthews. India lose their second with a score at 66.
Oh, and that must have been very close to stumps. He's knocked the bails off. Or has he used his hands? There seems to me the bails are still on there. It may be that he's out-handled the ball.
Yes, and I think he gave himself out. I don't think he looked to the umpire for a decision there. I think Jimmy Armanath realised that this ball was going back onto the stumps. He knocked it away with his hand and immediately walked. Didn't wait for a decision. We'll watch that again. It's pushed down. It's going back towards the stumps. And yes, he handles the ball. Jimmy Armanath out handling the ball, and he gives himself out. Years of experience. Off he walks. A very disappointed man, but a very sporting one. Didn't put the pressure on the umpires at all, and he's out in a sensational fashion.
Yes, a little smile on his face as he moved away there. He realised he'd got it all wrong. 3 for 70.
Reed to Kapil Dev.
Oh, and he's got him caught behind. Yes, of course. A big edge there. Dev, a magnificent player for India. Razak caught behind, and the Indians now in trouble.
Magnificent fine performance by Reed. It just pitched in the right spot. A new batsman's come to the crease. Kapil Dev in a more defensive frame of mind. Played back and across. It got the edge. Zura took the catch, and a beautiful piece of bowling in India. Fumbling and stumbling their way to defeat here because the Australian bowler was well on top. Beautiful delivery, just a faint touch. Straightforward catch, and a great reward for a fine piece of bowling. Kapil Dev out for 1, and India 4 for 71.
Big hit.
To be out. Yes, Azharuddin is on the way. Doesn't even bother to look at Tony Crafter. And once again, Matthews on the job in the field.
Wonderful anticipation by Greg Matthews. The final series he's had, he bowled beautifully up in Sydney. And now anticipating the run out, picked it up, and a magnificent performance. It really was. Azharuddin on his way, and at a vital blow. And this is how he went. Vengsarkar unsighted the ball off the pad. He's safe. Look how quickly Matthews got in. The underarm throw hits the stumps. Tony Crafter gives him out. So Azharuddin out for...
Beautiful stroke for forward. It'll get onto those practice pitches and just race away from the fielder.
A few times today that the Australian pacemen have overpitched. And that's what happens here at the MCG today. I think if you do overpitch, give the batsmen the opportunity to play their drive.
Reed bowling to Ravi Shastri. Good quick work from Border. He picked up and threw the end where Shastri is running. Being a left-hander made it a little easier. He angled himself nicely, picked up now, and Shastri is only level with him. And bingo.
Beautifully fielded by the Australian captain.
It's a very big hit over mid-wicket. Just first bounce into the crowd. And Shastri's taking advantage of that let-off. So too Vengsarkar.
And on probably most cricket grounds around the world, this hit from Shastri would have been 6 runs. Beautifully struck, hitting with the spin, pulling it away over mid-wicket, and just one bounce. Longer batsman was giving Matthews something to think about now. He's dictated the terms of play so far out there. This over, very much gone India's way.
And Matthews removes him. That is a very good wicket for Australia. Didn't drop the ball short, Greg Matthews. He had the common sense to keep it up and let Shastri have a go at it. And claimed the wicket. So easy to be under pressure and drop it short. But force yourself to keep it up.
The Indians taking the points early in the over, with Greg Matthews coming back strongly with that well-flighted delivery. It would have been quite easy for him to have gone for the quicker one, a shorter one, but he didn't. He kept it up. It's produced the goods. He's bowled Vengsarkar for 41, and India now 6 for 151.
Gone anyway, but that was difficult. Reed wasn't behind the stumps. He's tall enough and was quick enough and sensible enough to be able to whip it back onto the stumps. The run out has come from something that Shastri will be thinking about out there at the moment, and Chetan Sharma is going to be very disappointed about.
And what good reflexes from Tim Zora. Throwing it with the gloves on, and Reed running him out by some 8 or 9 inches. Allan Border, he was right behind the stumps, but he went back even to back up the throw of Bruce Reed. So Sharma out without even facing a ball. So catastrophe here for India, losing wickets on consecutive deliveries. So Sharma out without scoring, and India tumbling in this 42nd over to 7 for 151.
Bruce Reed now, and he's bowling to Binney. Reed, well, he's tall enough to get up there. Not everyone would have been able to do it without taking a sizable jump in the air. Roger Binney is gone. The 8th wicket down for India, 163 on the board.
And a good piece of bowling by Bruce Reed. Just short enough, try and entice Roger Binney into the drive. Was too short for that. Simple return caught and bowled for him.
His stint from the members' end, 7 overs, 1 for 11. He was the man once again who broke through with the first wicket of Gavaskar.
One played straight down the ground. So going for the second. Off go the bails. He's given him out. Crikey, I didn't think that he was that far away from being in on that occasion. We'll have to look at the replay.
Well, he couldn't have grounded the bat. It was a terrible piece of running because there was always 2 there. That ball wasn't hit all that briskly by Shastri. He called for the second, and it was Bruce Reed, who's not all that quick. It took a while to pick it up. We see that it's just a tap. The batsman slowly away, Moray. Bad running between the wickets. He has a look, and here he comes back and just puts the bat in, and he's out, and that's poor running between the wickets. Excellent piece of camera work. Moray run out for 1. 9 for 169. Ravi Shastri 35 not out on strike. It's gone for it. It's up in the air. It may fall in. Matthews is coming in. There's a bit of a confusion. Oh, they mucked that up. Matthews should have gone for that. It was his catch. He let the cover fieldsman take it. Didn't put a hand to it. Stephen Waugh, and a let off for Ravi Shastri.
It's fine, but a lot of noise in this ground. Very difficult to hear a scream like that. He goes after it. Had Matthews at this stage said mine, and given that Waugh could have heard him, of course he would have gone forward and taken the catch. But a big roar went up as that ball went in the air, and a little bit of confusion between the 2 New South Welshmen.
The first mistake they've made in the field. Would have been a difficult catch for Matthews, but he was coming into the ball, Waugh running with it. Finally, it fell safely. Ravi Shastri survives. This time he's gone straight, and this will go safely over Whelm's head. Shastri coming back to the 3rd, puts Yadav on strike.
Well, not a bad over so far for the Indians. 5 runs from the first 2 balls. Yadav has got to get himself a single now in order to give the strike back to Ravi Shastri. Have a look at this. Moving back, hit that right off the middle of the bat, and it was well placed too. He knew that he had to clear Wellham. He has a desperate little search up above his head there to see if he can get anywhere near that one. He didn't quite hit it well enough to get it down to the boundary.
49 overs bowled, 9 for 179, the final 6 deliveries. Ravi Shastri looking around for the gaps. Simon Davis to bowl his final over. It's gone for it. He's hit that pretty well straight to... He's fumbled down there. They'll come back for the second. It'll be very close if it's a good throw. The throws to the bowler's end. He's just home. My word, that was a good throw after a fumble. Davis at the stumps. And Yadav just making his ground.
Tremendous running too, Bill. They went for the second there on that fumble. Yardab flew down the pitch and just managed to get home. He only set off when the ball left the hand. It's a long way down there, and I think he just gets home, so that's a good decision.
This time he gets it, and it's very well placed. That's 4. That's beautifully placed. So after 2 misses, the third one, he's successful. Beautifully struck through long on.
Yes, that's the one he's been after. There's a gap down there, and he's been trying to heave the ball into that area. Have a look at this. On the walk he was on that occasion. And the minute he hit it, I think that he realised that with this fast outfield, he'd got a boundary. So just 1 ball to go now.
Last ball, Ravi Shastri on 47, top score. 185 for 9. He's got it, but there's a man out there and he's gone the wrong way, so we have to double back. So they're through for 2. They'll look for the third. And they go for it. It's going to be a certain run out. Yeah, Shastri run out for 49. 9 for 187. So the target for Australia, 188. And the fine innings ends for Ravi Shastri, run out for 49.
That's a fine shot from David Boone. He really has played that shot extremely well right throughout this summer.
That'll make the Tasmanian boy, David Boone, very happy. One like that right in the meat early on in an innings can be the turning point. Almost takes the head off of the umpire there, Peter McConnell. Very pleasant sound, the ball rattling into the pickets at mid-wicket. Certainly that'll quicken up the old heartbeat of Roger Binney. Kapil Dev realises he can't afford to give boundaries away early on in this innings.
Yadav chasing from mid-on.
Chetan Sharma to Boone.
He goes through Kapil Dev. Fielding in an awkward position there in that rough patch. And they'll be looking for 4. And get it pretty easily. 4-all run. And a bad over there from Chetan Sharma. Australia none for 29 after 8.
Marsh facing Kapil Dev.
Well, that must be close. He's got him. LBW. Well, that was a very important breakthrough for Kapil Dev. He must have found it pretty difficult to justify having another over, and he's been rewarded. That was a good delivery. It looked very straight to me and a big appeal.
Just started back off the seam. Pitched right in line with the off stump. Coming back, Jeff Marsh playing from the crease. That's the thing that did him, although there was a bit of movement there. So umpire Peter McConnell adjudging Marsh out LBW to Kapil Dev. He's out for 9 and Australia 1 for 31.
Well, that's a lovely shot. Beautifully driven down the ground by Boone. This outfield is pretty quick, but that was beautiful timing and a lovely shot.
Tremendous shot from David Boone, and that's one aspect of his play that really has improved this summer. He's driving. Seen him drive a couple already today through the offside. That then nicely placed straight down the ground, splitting the bowler, splitting the man at mid-on. Just highlighting how quick this outfield here is.
Wellham facing Chetan Sharma.
Oh, and he's got him down the leg side. Well, a huge plead from all round the ground, and they cannot believe it. Well, Wellham certainly stood his ground. He didn't seem to think he'd got bat on ball there. It'll be very interesting, Staggy, to have a look at this one.
Well, Kieran Moray, I think, Tony, is a little happier than what Chetan Sharma was there with that appeal. Chetan Sharma, even though he went up, he did have a smile on his face as he went back, and it clearly hit the pad on the way through.
Mohammad Azharuddin to Boone. Safely away. House point. Very good square of the wicket, David Boone. 50 is up for Australia. They won the first final Wednesday. 50 runs towards the 188 they need to win this one here at MCG.
4 men protecting the offside. Gavaskar's gone out of slip, and that shot was in the air, didn't quite get it. But it found the gap. There was a cover point mid-off, and the third man, fine, Yardav, and he found the gap between those fieldsmen.
Azruddin bowls now to Wellham. Nothing like out. Enthusiastic, mind you, but nothing like out.
Oh, I don't know, Rich. I don't know. I gave that a big shout. He was crossing over. It's just a matter of when the bail actually come off.
Shivlal Yadav bowls to Boone.
And that's a good piece of work by Shivarama. He's got the run out, and that was a magnificent piece of work. Well, you don't see that too often, but the man at short mid-off has effected a run out.
Well, what an exciting piece of cricket. Sivarama Krishnan, the man is bat pat on the offside. Reflex action, picks up, hits the off stump. And Boone could barely complete the stroke. Went forward, couldn't get the bat down in time. And what a vital breakthrough. Boone was looking so solid. Missed out on the half century there. Tremendous performance for Australia. They're now 2 down for 77. Must go on and make a good score. Here's a start. It's gone for 1, almost a collision, and they get 2. Showers have been forecast for this afternoon here at the MCG, and it's been a very pleasant day.
Yadav is the bowler. Wellham taking strike.
In the air, and Yadav can't grab it. Well, perhaps a Shivarama Krishnan or a Kapil Dev might have grabbed that caught and bowled chance.
He knows too. That one wasn't a difficult one. Just didn't quite react as quickly as maybe he could have. Slow to get the right hand out. And Wellham's safe.
India desperate to stay in this series. The one limited overs trophy that they haven't won. Benson and Hedges World Series Cup. They presently hold all 4. Long chase for Yadav. India presently hold the other 4 limited overs trophies: the World Cup, the World Championship of Cricket, the Asia Cup, and the trophy in Sharjah for one-day games. This is the only one they don't hold.
Shastri to Wellham.
Safe. And a much-needed boundary there for Australia, and Dirk Wellham as the 100 comes up.
Well, attention again showing. Ravi Shastri just straying a fraction. The Australian crowd loves it. This time not beaten by the height of the bounce. Hit that one fair and square in the middle and hit it to the furthest boundary at the MCG.
And Shivlal Yadav has bowled out his full 10 overs at a cost of 27. Shastri's bowled 8 for 29, just 2 to go for the left-arm spinner. Here's Azruddin. And a good shot. That'll be a great relief to Allan Border. He may have got his sights on Mohammad Azruddin, I think, as the least experienced man out there. Yes, from the minute he brought that man up, that fine leg, he daren't stray in any way at all down the leg side. On this occasion he did, and Border, aware that there's no one back, Wellham's going to look for a second. Shastri is the fielder. That's very well run again. Border had to stretch. Well, it's a very tense match here, this second final. There's another great cricket match coming up down in Melbourne shortly. Beautifully placed. You get 3 for that. Oh, 4. A little bit of lack of stretching power there. That was the situation where you actually hurl yourself at the ball to stop it going for 4.
Yes, he sets off after it. He's quite quick. This outfield's pretty quick as well. Comes rushing across around the ground there, and he certainly got it wrong at the end.
Kapil to Wallam.
Out. He's got him. He hit it straight to Ezra, did it backward square leg. And all of a sudden, they were coasting, a little bit more pressure applied. The captain comes on and he does what is required. He picks up the vital wicket.
Well, the big question is this move of Kapil bringing himself into the attack a little too long. One would have thought that about 6 or 7 overs ago he may have brought himself back. In Australia, 3 for 144, still needing 44.
Well, that's a good shot, and he hasn't got a fine leg. That's beautifully played. There's a touch of class. Improvisation at its best. That's 4. Allan Border, knowing the fine leg is up inside the circle, whipped it away. Beautifully played.
3 boundaries for Allan Border so far. That was a lovely shot. Just a flick of the wrist there. He knew where that fieldsman was at fine leg. He was up trying to save the one. All he had to do was elude him, and it was 4 runs. That was perfectly played by the Australian captain. He moves on to 49, just 1 away from half century. That'll be the first one in this game.
He doesn't let him down. Well played, Allan Border. Almost a runner ball. 54 deliveries face, just what the doctor ordered, and well, he's a delighted captain as well. He might be a tremendous effort. Border rocks him over cover. There he goes. Beautifully placed, the open face. That'll be 4 more. The Australian captain of fire here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
And the game just getting a little easier now for the Australians. The pressure just starting to go. It was a lovely shot by Allan Border. It was short of a length from Azruddin. There was no one else out there in the deep. It was a matter of clearing the infield, and it was a certain 4 runs. It was vintage ball.
Kapil to Jones.
There he goes. He's got that nicely away over square. That'll be 4 runs. Jones picking up Kapil. So it's 1 run for victory after 47 overs.
And what a fitting end it'll probably be to this match. Dean Jones picking up 4 runs there, and Australia just needing 1 run, and it's going to be the Australian captain who will be on strike. But that was a nice shot by Dean Jones, just straight onto his pads. It was the up and under shot, right over backward square leg for 4 runs. Kapil Dev's brought up all the field. He's going to invite Border to either deflect it fine or to go over the top.
Happy crowd chanting. Border swing and a miss outside off stump. Tony Kraft, he's laughing. Shetton Sharma's enjoyed this competition, and Allan Border just needs 1 to bring off the Benson Hedges World Series Cup.
And what Tony Kraft was laughing about, Bill, was the fact that Dean Jones was asking for a wide to wrap up the match, but Tony Kraft wasn't going to give it to him that easily.
There they go. They're through for the single. Kapil does the fielding. Well played, Allan Border. Well played, Australia. A fine victory. Fought in a very good sporting spirit as well. The Indian captain immediately over to Allan Border. Sukanth comes in. 72,000 fans go haywire here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. A wonderful victory by the Australian team. Devastated after the Test series. They've come back with good selections to take out the Benson Hedges World Series Cup.